In this video, we are going to go over how to create a sloping line by creating a crown road surface. A good example of when this feature would be useful out in the field would be for side sewer excavation. Since typically the line work for side sewers are typically in the model, they are typically not 3D lines. So creating a sloping line surface is an easy way to create those from our iMachines. Now, first thing I'd want to do is I'd want to set the edge of the tooth of my bucket at the invert of the main as a start point. Once it's there, I'm going to go ahead and hit my main menu button. I'm going to go to project file settings, then I'm going to go to surfaces, and then I'm going to select new. I want to create a crown road surface, and we'll call this side sewer number 1. So now I'm going to hit next. So now I have a start point and I have an end point. So my bucket is already at my start point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit measure for my start point of surface. I'm going to select measure it from the middle of my bucket. It's going to take a 3-second shot. So now I have the elevation for my starting point. So now the next thing I'll do is I will put the bucket, physically put my bucket at the end point location of the side sewer where it's going to stub out. Doesn't matter what elevation, it just needs to be on that horizontal location. And I'm going to go ahead and once my bucket is at the end point, I'm going to hit measure end point of surface. We'll select from the middle of my bucket again. It's going to take a shot. So now I can manually just change my endpoint elevation to what I know my stub is supposed to be at. So I'm going to change. I know my endpoint is 4/10. It's going to be 4/10 higher than my start point at the invert. So I'll just change that to 163.44, and then I'm going to hit calculate main fall. And I'm going to need to give the surface a width. I'll typically just give it a width of 6 feet wide. And then I'm going to hit finish. And then it asks if I want to set this as my current working surface. I'll hit the check mark. And then we'll back out all these. So now you'll see on the top of the screen, I have my line starting at the invert of the main, coming up at a 2% and ending right there at the end point.